Hey, today I'm talking about 3 Muppets movies. And the names of those 3 films are The Great Muppet Caper, Muppet Treasure Island, and Muppet Haunted Mansion. First up is The Great Muppet Caper. This is a 1981 film and the second Muppet movie. I watched the first one last year and I cried at the sight of Big Bird. But the basic premise for this one is this rich woman got some diamonds stole from her and then she gets some more diamonds stolen from her later. And so Kermit the Frog and Fozzie Bear, who work for a newspaper, go to England and investigate the crimes. Okay, so this movie was a lot of fun. There's a lot I like about it. But I'm going to start with my complaint just because I can say it quickly, but it was kind of a lot. It's mostly 3 things. There isn't a lot of investigating. We, the audience, find out who the thief is right away. And then the Muppets find out who the bad guy is pretty quickly. And then it's just like them trying to catch the person red-handed. But what color are their hands now? So just, more investigating. There wasn't really a lot of thievery stuff either, which you kind of expect in like a caper type of film, a crime thriller, even if it's a kid's parody thing. And the third thing, which is the main thing, which is it spends way too much time dealing with romancing Miss Piggy. And I did like that the bad guy was really into Miss Piggy. I thought that was fun and funny, but like it just takes up so much of the runtime and I don't find it interesting at all. That being said, though, I still like this movie a ton. There were a lot of really, really good jokes. In particular, my favorite one was Kermit the Frog and Fozzie Bear are identical twin brothers. And it's just like, they know that one's a frog and one's a bear, but like, they're identical. There's so many great jokes about like, oh, they're not identical, but then also like, oh, they're definitely identical, and people like confuse the two of them, and it's just like... It's so good. Here's a clip of one of them.
We thought identical twins working on a newspaper would make an interesting story.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't. Especially since you 2 guys don't look anything alike.
Well, that's because Fozzie's not wearing his hat. Fozzie, put your hat back on.
Oh, yes, sir. See?
Oh, yeah. I can see it now.
Also, the segment with John Cleese was great. I'm a big fan of John Cleese, so that was fun. But this movie is pretty good. It's a lot of fun. I would totally recommend it. Even with all the Miss Piggy stuff, I would still recommend this one. It's a good fun movie that's definitely worth a watch. Next up is Muppet Treasure Island. This is a 1996 film starring Tim Curry, and I have seen this before, but it's been like 23 years, so I wasn't expecting to remember a lot, but I did remember a good chunk of it, especially like the weird characters. They really stood out in my mind. This is based off a book of the same name. So the premise is there's this young boy who wants adventure, and then he inherits this treasure map, and then the adventure happens. And it's fun. I definitely enjoyed this movie, but I don't know. I like the plot. The plot's great. I think what kind of brought it down a bit for me was its main focus was so much on the humans. I like Tim Curry's great, don't get me wrong. He was perfect for Long John Silver. I almost just wonder if I would have liked it more had the main kid been a Muppet instead. Just because it felt like the Muppets were really sidelined and didn't really get to do a ton. Like Kermit's not really a ton in this movie. I did like the appearance of Swedish Chef. Swedish Chef was great. Oh, and the stuff with Rizzo. Rizzo the rat was great. And I love like the whole turning the ship into a cruise line for all the other rats, and just like these rats just having like vacation time while there's peril happening around is just, it's a lot of fun. And then just like making commentary on it. Yeah, that was great. Also, I wasn't super into a ton of the songs. The first one was definitely amazing. Not a lot of the other ones really like did it for me. So yeah, I still liked it. And talking with my friend Josh, it's his favorite Muppets movie. That says something. I would still recommend it if you want a good fun piratey time. I'd say don't get your hopes up too high, but like it's still decent. Also, I think especially as a kid, but even as an adult, I wasn't super into like how gross they made a bunch of the new Muppets. I can get why, because they're supposed to be like creepy pirates, but it just feels like a bit too much. So yeah. And lastly is Muppet Haunted Mansion. This is a 2021 Disney Plus special. It's like 50 minutes long, but I kind of consider it like a made-for-TV movie type of thing, so I still count it. The basic premise is Gonzo wants to spend the night in a haunted mansion. It's like a special invite-only party type of thing, and it's like he doesn't have any fears of anything, so he wants to like prove himself. And it's fine. Will Arnett is the main human lead, and he's alright. What really bothered me with this movie is just how it looked like it was mostly filmed in front of a green screen. They could have been using the Void, the projection screen thing they use for The Mandalorian. Either way though, it looked like they were filming in nothing, and so it felt so barren. That made it hard for me to get sucked into the movie. And also I don't really get what they were going for with the plot, because Gonzo wasn't afraid of anything, and then it seemed like they were trying to make him afraid of something, and then they did, but then they also helped him get through being afraid of something. So I guess it was all about how you need to face your fears in order to grow as a person, but I don't know. It seems a bit of a stretch. There's just not a lot of substance to this. Like, it's fine. It was still fun. There's not really any jokes that pop out of me that I'm like, yeah, that was a great joke, but like, it was okay. And like for 50 minutes, it was just like, it was a quick watch, so like, that definitely is in its favor. It definitely just needed like a bit more substance. So I liked it, but that is a bit of a stretch. Would I recommend it? There's a lot better Muppets movies out there. Like, if you're dying for some more Muppet content, sure, but like, go with some other ones first. So yeah. Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up, we got The Great Muppet Caper sitting at number 129 in the quite-like section. And then after that is Muppet Treasure Island, not too far behind, at number 151 in the liked category. And then bringing up the rear, again not too terribly far behind, is Muppet Haunted Mansion, sitting at number 167, again in the liked category. And this is a total of 225 old movies so far this year.